Good evening, viewers, and welcome to this edition of NTV Sports Page. It's Monday, the 10th of January, and I'm Curtis Morton. In our headlines, we have an update on recent matches in the Harvey Stapleton tournament. And in our feature for this evening, Malcolm Ramsey speaks about our star under-19 cricketers. We'll take this break, and I'll be right back.
Hi, for those of you who don't know me, my name is David Walwyn, and as you know, I've been a strong advocate of health and wellness since my return home. It's very disappointing for me to see so many of our family, friends, co-workers suffer from poor diet-related illnesses such as diabetes, obesity, and various forms of cancer. Collectively, we can create a more healthy community. We are launching an island-wide weight loss campaign. Our goal is to lose 100,000 pounds. We're asking every single division to contribute to this number, whether it's 5 pounds, 10 pounds, or 30 pounds. The person who contributes the most weight or pounds to this number wins $1,000. There's no better feeling than when you're fit. The body just moves and functions so much better. Like a fine-tuned machinery, we trust that every single division can be a part of this campaign. It's empowering.
Well, I'm back, and we start with cricket. It did not help their cause that Eastern showed up with a depleted side and with only 10 men. Brownhill took hearty advantage. This as action continued at the Veogen grounds on Saturday, 8 January, in the Harvey Stapleton T20 tournament being hosted by the Nevis Cricket Association. Brownhill won the toss, and the early batsmen were in a no-nonsense mood as they hammered the bowling to all parts of the ground, getting to an amazing 229 in just 17 overs. Easterns in response was certainly not up to the task and wilted at 60 for 8 at the conclusion of the game. Summarized scores: Brownhill 229 for 3 in 17 overs, Cameron Pennyfeather 65, Shahid Tyson 57, Trishawn Francis the captain 49 not out, Tiger Brown 35, Elsroy Powell 13 not out. Anthony Movin 1 for 27, Bryce Fifield 1 for 44, Sterling Marshall 1 for 49. Easton's 60 for 8 in 11.4 overs, Sidney Newton 12, Sterling Marshall 11, 24 extras. Jafari Bartlett 2 for 9, Shahid Tyson 2 for 12, Kenron Freeman 2 for 13, Elsroy Powell 1 for none, and Rondre Daniel 1 for 1. Brownhill won by all of 169 runs. Man of the match, Shahid Tyson. Game 2 of the Harvey Stapleton T20 tournament, played on Saturday, 8 January, ended in a nail-biting finish. Youths of Nevis matched skills against Empire. The Youths batted first and, led by Kitishan Akeem Saunders, got to a formidable 170 in their allotted 20 overs. Empire, however, got into an exciting run chase in response, led by the aggression of Ryan Solomon, Rachad Ford, and Joel Simmons. However, with 7 runs required from the final over, the Youths ensured that Simmons was kept away from the strike for most of the over and came away the victors. Summarized scores: Youths of Nevis 170 for 7 in 20 overs, Akeem Saunders 65, Malik Wallace 26, Anand Bim 22, Delroy Cornelius 14, Omish Sharma 12, 22 extras. Rakesh Submarine, he picked up 4 for 10, Rachad Ford 2 for 41, Delroy Prentice 1 for 31. When the Empire team batted, Ryan Solomon got 46, Rachad Ford 38, Joel Simmons 30, Hosea Block 17, there were 25 extras. Anand Bim bagged 3 for 16, Malik Wallace 2 for 16, Omish Sharma 2 for 26, Bikama Jet and Forbes 1 wicket each. Youths of Nevis won by 6 runs, and the man of the match was Anand Bim. Meanwhile, Afghanistan's warm-up matches for the ICC Under-19 Men's Cricket World Cup 2022 have been cancelled, with the warm-up matches for England and the UAE rescheduled. The Afghanistan squad is yet to arrive in the West Indies due to delays in obtaining the necessary visas, whilst discussions attempting to resolve the issue are ongoing. The warm-up matches in St Kitts and Nevis against England at Warner Park on the 10th January today should have been, and the 12th January fixture against the UAE at St Paul's have both been cancelled. England will now play UAE at Connery Cricket Ground on 11th January, that's tomorrow. And the ICC head of events, Chris Tetley, said, "We have been working together with the Afghan Cricket Board and relevant stakeholders to try and find a resolution to the problem and allow the team to travel. In the meantime, we have rescheduled the warm-up fixtures to ensure that teams in the region are able to continue their preparation ahead of the start of the tournament on the 14th January. And the Cricket West Indies announces the appointment of former West Indies captain Ramnavir Sawan as selected to the West Indies men's senior and youth selection panels, which are led by the Most Honourable Dr. Desmond Haynes and Robert Haynes, respectively. Ramnavir Sawan is a former West Indies captain who played at the international level for over a decade. His appointment was confirmed during a meeting at the CWI Board of Directors on Thursday, January 6th, and he will be stepping down from his current role as chairman of the Guyana Cricket Board Senior Selection Panel to focus on this role and avoid any conflict of interest. We'll take this break and I'll be back with our feature for this evening.
My name is Kati. I like to work out because it's a part of my lifestyle. I like to come in the morning. I like to get fit or stay fit. That is what I really like to do and what I really enjoy. It's a stress release, it's getting away aggression. Fit for me is having energy.
Well, I'm back, and tonight football is in the spotlight for starters, as Andrew Huey updates us on some players in the SKNFA leagues.
Christy Ann Mills is a St Kitts and Nevis footballer who plays as a midfielder for Newtown FC and St Kitts and Nevis women's national team. She played for St Kitts and Nevis at the senior level at the 2020 CONCACAF Women's Olympic Qualifying Championship. She played football and ran track and field at Washington Archibald High School. She earned honors as the team's best midfielder and most valuable player. She received a full football scholarship to attend Oral Roberts University in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where she is studying health and exercise science and playing football for the school. The SKNFA salutes Christy Ann Mills. With the recent announcement that he extended his professional football career with Chao Football Club in India, Gerard Williams has proven himself to be one of the most efficient footballers from St Kitts and Nevis with an illustrious career. At just 33 years old, Gerard has a string of successes with professional clubs abroad and with the St Kitts and Nevis national team. As a youth player, he played with Old Road FC. He later joined Sunderland AFC under 23 and played there until July 1st, 2009. He then signed for the Trinidad and Tobago Pro League heavyweights W Connection FC. He appeared in 19 CONCACAF Champions League matches with the Trinidadian side. He won some domestic and international trophies like the TT Pro League, Trinidad and Tobago Charity Shield, and Caribbean Club Championship with the club from 2009 to 2018. He has also made appearances with Keon FC in the 2018-2019 season. In 2019, Williams signed with the Indian I-League side Chao FC and represented the team in 13 league matches. He scored his first goal for the club in a 2-1 win against Churchill Brothers SC in 2020. On December 25th, 2021, he signed a contract extension ahead of the team's 2021-2022 I-League season. He made his international debut for the St Kitts and Nevis senior men's national team against Barbados on October 20th in 2006. He scored his first international goal in 2008 against Belize in a 2010 FIFA World Cup qualification match. He has a huge list of honors, including winning the Gold Championships in the TT Pro League and with W Connection FC, 3 times runners-up, 3 times winning the Trinidad and Tobago Charity Shield, and winning the Caribbean Club Championships twice and runners-up 3 times. The SKNFA salutes a football stalwart in Gerard Williams. Keith Roy Freeman plays as a striker for the St. Paul's United Football Club and the St. Kitts and Nevis national team. He's essentially one of the most prolific strikers currently in the St. Kitts and Nevis setup, having a monster of a season in the 2020 SKNFA Premier League, winning the Golden Boot, the MVP of the Super 6 tournament, and the player with the highest number of goals in the playoffs. All this while winning the Premier League title with St. Paul's that season. Freeman debuted internationally with the under-20 team against the Dominican Republic on the 26th of July 2012 in the qualifying rounds of the 2013 CONCACAF Under-20 Championships held in Mexico. On the 21st of February 2016, he made his senior debut in a friendly match against Bermuda in a 3-0 victory. Freeman scored his first 2 goals for St. Kitts and Nevis on the 27th of March 2021 against the Bahamas in a 4-0 victory in the FIFA World Cup qualifiers. He also scored 2 goals in a 3-0 drubbing of Guyana in the World Cup qualifiers at the Warner Park in May of this year. In just 8 appearances for the senior team, Freeman has scored 4 times, a remarkable record for a striker. We pay homage to an excellent player, St. Kitts and Nevis' very own Keith Roy Freeman.
Well, thanks so much, Andre. And now to our main feature, we switch to cricket as I chit-chat with Malcolm Ramsey about the progress of our star under-19 cricketers. Now I'm with Malcolm Ramsey, and cricket, of course, despite, he might disagree that, he might think that football is the biggest thing on Nevis, but I think cricket still, with some players making it to the West Indies team, still has some big ring here in terms of Nevis, and we have some youngsters making some real waves in recent times, or under-19 cricketers. And Ramsey, you have a passion for cricket as well. So your thoughts on these youngsters? You have Carlin Bowen Tuckett, you have Onaje Amri, you have Jaden Carmichael, and you have Justin Armadon. Armadon is in the reserves. The other 3, they would have played against South Africa recently, and my boy, they were in the top rankings.
Held their own. More than held their own.
Talk to me about what you think about these.
Well, Curtis, just to say to you that cricket, I think cricket will always be Nevis' #1 sport, you know. Okay. I tried a thing with football back in the 90s, did some coaching, a little administration, organized some games and those kind of things, and now I'm involved in refereeing. But cricket is always going to be Nevis' #1 sport. And I believe the reason why you could have called 3 or 4 names so easily is because of the legacy. The El Camino Willett who would have started, and then he went on to now Kyron Powell in recent years, you know. And so it's a real good feeling, Curtis. Like you, I'm Nivision. I'm excited when Nivision young individuals can go anywhere, you know, whether it is Adrian Williams showing the javelin, or Maritza Williams running on the 400 meter or the 100 meter or whatever it is. I'm excited when a Nivision can do well. Talking about that, I can think about Kervin Wallace back in 1996 when he went to the Olympics and stuff like that. So there's always a joy, bubbly feeling when we can hear such wonderful news. I know most Nivisions would have known about it already, but the World Cup has not started as yet, so I'm not too late.
No.
And I'm excited mainly, Curtis, because before I played for Nevis in 1993, Carlisle Powell said to me that there were only 1 person who ever played for Nevis from Bart Village.
Wow.
So now we have the 3rd person playing for not just Nevis, but playing in a West Indies setup. So that is really, really exciting stuff. What's Onaje. I normally call him Naje Amri. That's the son of the renowned former champion basketballer here in Nevis, Lionel Amri, and Karen Amri as well. Karen, of course, you remember when we played, not just a Bart Villager, but when we played female cricket, when you organized the female cricket back in the 90s, Karen was our wicketkeeper batsman, a renowned wicketkeeper batsman who held the own and did really well in those tournaments and stuff like that. So it's really a proud moment, Curtis. And he's also the nephew of my very good friend Rohan Francis there in St. Kitts, who we played for the Leeward Islands under-19 cricket team together back in 1990. And so, and he's an off-spinner just like his uncle Rohan. So I'm really excited. When I heard the news, I got really excited about it. Another Bart Villager now getting into the frame of cricket and stuff like that. So we have now 3 persons who would have actually gone all the way to a certain extent. Patrick, of course, was unfortunate not to have played for Nevis, but he played for the Leeward Islands under 19. The late Kenny Claxton played for the under 19s and stuff like that. So for sure, no doubt, once cricket is going to be played, I'm sure that one of these days we'll have Mr. Amri Najee playing cricket for Nevis. As it relates to Carmichael and Carlon Curtis, I can speak more about Carlon because I remember Carlon maybe as early as maybe 2, 3.
Yeah.
Every
Still
time,
have some videos on him.
every time the lights at the park were turned on, he wanted to come to the park. So I remember his dad bringing him very vividly, bringing him to the park. Now he's one of the better players in the whole region, and so that tells me, Curtis, that when you work hard, when you have commitment, when you have a desire to succeed, when you have a desire to do well, and you put the work in, it's going to happen.
Yep.
There's nothing that normally would stop that, you know. So I'm excited about Carlon, and then of course I would have met Carmichael. Remember when they picked the first team when they traveled someplace, he was left out, you know, Curtis.
Yeah.
He was left out.
And he went back to the
Right.
board.
And I saw him on board one time coming from Sinkers, and I said to him, who are you? I saw him with Ross Powell and Ross and Keon Pemberton.
Okay.
And somebody else I saw him with. And I said to him, who are you? He said, I'm Jaden Carmichael. I said, well, what are you doing here? He said, well, I didn't get picked. I said, don't worry about it. Just keep working hard and perform well. Because he said at that time he performed well, so he was kind of downhearted why he didn't get picked.
And he went back and performed well again.
Yes, yes.
And this time they said, hey,
let's say he performed well. You know? And but I'm really excited to hear that the youngsters are getting the opportunity, Curtis. I want to also, however, though, appeal to the Nivision public, and I must commend Carlisle Powell. I'll tell you why I commend Carlisle Powell, Curtis. There was a stint where we didn't play cricket, and then Carlisle took over the presidency, and he got some cricket going. It wasn't the cup matches that we would have gone accustomed to, the matches, but we had some cricket. These youngsters were given the opportunity to play some cricket, to get some matches in and stuff like that. And as a result of that, of course, we are still having, and we're still not playing enough cricket, Curtis, right? But at least they would have been given the opportunity, Curtis, to play some cricket and to get some what we call game practice in. Because it's one thing to knock on the concrete or knock on the grass or knock on the pitch and stuff like that. The match is what will help you out and so on. So I would want to commend Carlisle Powell. And all those, I want to congratulate my former captain for Nevis and for the Penniless All-Stars, Mr. Carl Tuckett, for of course, the work that he would have put in. Kelvin Archibald would want to get some credit as well, because Kelvin being a part of the management stars of All-Stars and stuff like that. All those who would have contributed, I'm sure that Stuart and the others would have made their own little contribution, and I would want to say congratulations to Leon and Karen, Linnell and Karen as well, you know, for, of course, encouraging the young man, because sometimes you need a little encouragement and stuff like that, and a little motivation.
And of course, the same advice you would have given to Jaden, I gave the same advice to Justin. Justin now, after initially being one of the star players, going to England and so on, came back, got a half century in the first game in the last practice matches, and then probably faded off a little bit and was left out and is in the reserves. And what I told him was, don't worry, God don't sleep. If you're going to have a spot in that team, something's going to happen to somebody or something, but stay ready. Just be ready to be called.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
And he's good enough. He's good enough.
Yeah, well, definitely he's good enough. And Curtis, I also would want to encourage those who are younger, and even those who are slightly older, who may not have thought that the opportunity would have arisen for these young men to keep playing the game, to keep loving the game, make some sacrifices, make some commitment, put your dedication in, put your time in, trust in God, Curtis, nice. and everything is going to, I think everything is going to be okay.
You know what I'm looking at, Ramsey? I remember the days when I used to say spin twins, Derek Ricardo Parry and El Camino Willett. I'm seeing it in Jaden Carmichael and Onaje Amri all over again. Yeah, right. Onaje is a lot taller than Derek, but my goodness, these two. Onaje got 4 wickets for 8 runs against South Africa in the fourth or the third one-day match that they played recently. 4 wickets for 8 runs in 4 overs. Jaden Carmichael got a couple of threes. 3 for 14, 3 for 20-something, 3 for 20-something again.
So
I mean, these guys are good.
Well, the way I look at it then, I thought recently that you probably would be wrapping up, but now they're giving motivation to go another 10 years as a sportscaster here in Nevis. You know?
Well, I'm looking forward to these guys.
Yeah, because you want to report on them. You want to be there to report on them, Curtis.
Exactly.
You know, so it's a good feeling, Curtis. While we are talking about cricket, I came across a little clip with the great Brian Charles Lara, who had a stint making a presentation in St. Lucia, and he spoke of Keith Atherton's 100 plus
153.
No, 114.
The one against Australia.
No, that is before. In order for him to get into the West Indies team, he said that when he saw Keith, he said Lara said he got 8 in both innings, and when he saw Keith batting against this big spinner from somewhere.
From Pakistan.
Right. I don't remember the name.
Keith almost killed him in St. Lucia.
That's right. So Lara said that is his biggest memory about St. Lucia when he was making this presentation. That he looked across as Jimmy Adams and said to him, "We're not in this guy's class." He absolutely, yeah, those were Lara words. I was so excited when I heard that. And so it means, Curtis, that we have talent. We have the ability. All it needs is some enhancement, and we can go.
Abdul Kadir,
yes.
Keith Atherton almost
100 plus.
Keith almost killed him in St. Lucia.
You saw the game, or you?
No, I was
you
listening on radio. And boy, Keith was down the track meeting him before he could spin it across him and just hitting him out the park.
Yes. Lara's the impression I got was that must have been one of Lara's best innings that he would have seen in his lifetime. Could you imagine the great Lara speaking of
Keith Atherton?
We're not in this guy's, and he said Jimmy Adams agreed that we're not in this guy's class. Yes. So no wonder Keith was able to get into the West Indies team ahead of those two guys, you know.
Nice.
And he's now doing some work here in Nevis and St. Kitts as well, continuing the legacy of talent that we have here in this country.
Well, we look forward to some exciting times, Ramsey. And so, again, we say congratulations to all those who had anything to do with Onaje Amri, Carlon Bowen-Stuckett, Justin Hamadan, and Jaden Carmichael. And we look forward to some real exciting times.
And Curtis, guess what? I'll start to watch some cricket again.
I'm looking forward to
these young men, you know. Nice. It's really exciting moments.
Well, we look forward to good times. World Cup starting in a couple of days, really. It's January already. We'll be looking forward to some more good news. Thank you, Ramsey.
You're welcome.
Well, that's our package for this evening. I am Curtis Morton, reminding you that you can watch sports if you're not fit. But to play sports requires fitness, diligence, and sacrifice. Have a good night.